doing TCK home inspection. I've been doing this working on my 8th year now. Love what I do. Only regret is I didn't start it sooner. I'm one person. The TCK actually stands for my 3 kids, Teresa, Cheyenne, and Kyle. And that's where I came up with the name because as a family man, I do everything for my family. So I grew up on the family farm, 300-acre farm I grew up. And so kind of a jack of all trades. I did all that stuff too. But yeah, my grandma's place, I moved back there. We totally remodeled that place, gutted it top to bottom. My 80-year-old father lives 75 yards from me, and I help kind of take care of him, keeping him in his home till that's where he wants to go, so we're doing the best we can.
Have you always been in the valley?
Yes, yep. For a while, I moved in Oshkosh. I lived in Wyowega, so I hit the Waupaca area, and then moved back home. So, but yeah, always a lot. Most of my work comes from the Fox Valley.
How is the business of home inspecting right now?
It's getting busier. A couple of years ago, we had more work than we could handle. We turned a lot of work away. Last year was the worst year I've had in my 8 years, and I would say we got about a 30-40% increase in work this year from what I've seen so far. We're only in April. A lot to come yet, but from what I've been seeing as far as the numbers go.
So last year, the housing inventory was basically the reason why you had the worst year in 8 years.
That, and I think people, because everything was so competitive, you get 8-9 offers on the table, and that one guy that waives his home inspection wanted the house because they needed a place to live, but they still hired me to come in afterwards because they wanted to know what they had. And I found some pretty significant things in some of these homes that I could tell that the people were like, gosh, I wish I'd have known this before I bought.
So what are the top things you're looking for when you do an inspection?
What am I not looking for?
Right.
You know, damaged roofing, missing flashing, siding, grading, making sure everything's graded properly away from the home, because 90% of your basement problems come from poor grading, clogged gutters, that kind of thing. Plumbing, looking for plumbing leaks. Simple things like cold and hot reverse, because if you're in the shower and you don't want your kid to get scalded if he goes to turn the shower off and things are backwards. Some of the stuff may seem nitpicky, but even a $10 receptacle, GFCI receptacle, can be a safety concern. So it could be anything from a $10,000 basement repair to a $10 outlet.
I understand you are a part of the Wisconsin Association of Home Inspectors. What kind of training do you endure that's above and beyond what a normal home inspector would have?
Every month we get together, third Tuesday of the month, and one month it might be foundations, roofers, fireplace people, electrical. We've even had fire chiefs come in and talk about different things. Some of the stuff we go through is pretty intense. I mean, as far as the training we get, and we learn more about the things than we really are implemented sometimes into the home inspection, but it gives you a better understanding of what you're looking at.
Would you say that being a member of that association gives you more business?
I think so. And I think when I first started, because I was green and I didn't really know much, and I was like, how do I get into this business? How I got into it is went through Internachi out of Colorado, and I did some online training that way. I did all their practice tests, all that good stuff. And then one of the realtors, Ashley Fuller, as a matter of fact, from Century 21 Ace, she put me onto the Wahi group. And Eric Mickelson, I shadowed with him when I got started. I think going to the meetings every month and meeting with these fellow inspectors, some that have quite a bit of time in, 30 plus years, some of them can really share a lot of what's going on. And like when I got started, my first few times, it's, what am I looking at? What is going on here? Because you could tell there's something wrong, but what do I say about it? And our association, even though we're all competitors, we all work together. I mean, you can reach out to any one of us at any time with questions, and we'll help you. So even though we're competitors, we're all looking out for each other.
Speaking of associations, what do you get out of your Northeast Wisconsin membership with our association, the Realtors Association?
Being able to schedule my own inspections online through the Showing Time app, having access to electronic lock boxes, getting the newsletters and all the realtor market analysis of stuff that's going on, keeps us informed as far as what we're doing. I do some social networking. I mean, there's actually I sponsor a racing team, Bender Racing.
Awesome.
kind of ironic because the owner's daughter's a realtor, and that's why I got hooked up with her. And yeah, so I work for her. She's over by Manitowoc area,
Yeah.
but yeah, I sponsor her dad's racing team. So
What sets you apart from other home inspectors?
I think my personality. I love to kind of have fun with what I do. Take everything very serious as far as my education.
What is it that you want realtors to know about home inspections?
They're very important, and there's a lot of new agents coming into the market that, in fact, I've had some that have never been to a home inspection before because in the last couple of years, everything has been so sporadic as far as what there was for inspections. Know that the home inspectors are not your enemy. We're there just to observe and report, and we don't make anything up as far as trying to quote unquote kill the deal or anything like that. We're just trying to educate the buyer, and some of the stuff that maybe with the home, for example, today the home I did, there was things there that probably been wrong with that home for 20 plus years, but it doesn't make it right because things can happen, fires can happen, accidents can happen, that type of stuff. So, yeah, we uncover a lot of things that with a 15, 20-minute showing that you don't see. You know, we go places that nobody else goes. You know, crawl spaces, dirty crawl spaces, muddy crawl spaces, you know, moldy attics, you know, all those types of things. That yeah, as a walkthrough on a home, a lot of times you might see new cabinets, fresh paint, all that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of things that you don't see, you know, that we uncover as we go through in our, you know, average of 3-hour inspection, which, depending upon the condition of the home, could be more or less, depending upon that.
Kevin, do you think that a buyer, a seller, and the agent should attend the home inspection?
I think they should attend an inspection. Oftentimes what I suggest to people, because home inspections can get long. Again, like I said, we're there for 3 hours going through, doing a lot of things. Typically what I recommend to my buyers is come like halfway through or even towards right at the end. I mean, I love to actually go through the inspection and I don't like to be pulled off track, I guess, a lot because, I mean, you can easily miss some very important things. Typically what I like to do is kind of go through at the end, take a half hour, maybe at the end and go through, here's what I got as far as findings and things like that, so that they have an understanding before they get their report.